Okay, so in this session, we're going to be talking about using autoresponders. So if you're not familiar with autoresponders, it just enables you to send a sequence of emails, timed emails out to someone. And the way that we use it is a little bit like a silent salesperson. It's a way for the client to bond with us. So I took you through earlier in the day when we were looking at our business funnel. One of the first things that I do, if you imagine all of our bits of content out on the web, I'm trying to pull all of those bits of content, use them almost like breadcrumbs, spread out all over the web. People eat the breadcrumb and then follow back to the website. And when they get back to the website, I want to capture their details. As I talked about, most websites have a very high bounce rate, and we need to make sure that we can bond with them and connect with them over time so they can feel that we're a trusted advisor and we're there to help them and we offer them good value, and then they'll want to do business with us. So for me, it's all about building that rapport up over time, creating a relationship with someone. It's very much like a dating thing. When I found my girlfriend, I didn't jump into bed with her straight away, or we didn't move in together straight away. We first did a little bit of dating first and got to know each other first before we sort of started taking some of those bigger steps. And same with your clients. They need to have an opportunity to have small little dating opportunities with you first to make sure that there's someone that they can believe in what you're saying. And that's really what the autoresponder sequence is all about. So how do I generate a list? Well, you saw it on Melbourne SEO Services, and I showed you the way that I did it with the Ultimate Trading Systems in the trading business. But we have a free report. It's just a very either low cost or no cost report that basically educates someone on and around what it is that the problem that your business helps them solve. So obviously, when someone lands on your website, we've targeted all the right keywords and done the right optimization, so we know the type of client that's hitting our website. And chances are they have a problem, because a lot of the traffic we're going to be driving is from Google, and since we're using Google, we're going to be targeting people who have problems, and we're going to provide those solutions. So you already know that before they get to your web page. Now we just want to make sure that we say, here, I have the solution, and here's a free teaser, here's a free little start just to get introduced and even solve some of their problems. Really what I want to do is give them some quick and easy wins early on to prove to them that, yes, I have the results and I can show you how to get the results. Try this. Okay, now that you've got a taste of the mini success, if you want to take it to the next level, go ahead and contact us. So the fact is, most people come and go. We want to capture their email so we can build that trust, the rapport, really position ourselves as the expert. Once you generate content, you can position yourself as the expert in that niche. By being a content creator, people will just assume. That's why when authors and things like that, people who have books, automatically get this instant credibility. There's a halo effect. Because I have a book, I therefore must be an expert on the topic. But that's not the case. Anybody can go out and publish a book. But a lot of people think books are great. And although they might not be a great money generator for you, they can give you excellent credibility if your business card is, here's a book of mine. So similarly, on a smaller broken down version, white papers can do a similar thing. And it creates a little bit of law of reciprocity where we're giving them a little bit of something and they're accepting, and it's almost like, sometimes you see people who are asking for money in the city, they might give you a little something first. I remember when I flew into LA, one of the first times I got there, they had a Hare Krishna person at the gates as people were coming out, and they were giving out books. And basically they were giving this book, and they made it feel like you were getting the book for free. As soon as you had the book in your hand, it's like you'd accepted their offering, and then they would follow up with, can I have a donation? I give you a little something, and now you give me a little something back. And it makes them, it's like they're giving you a little micro commitment. It's like I said, it might take some time to bond with the client to get them to go ahead and spend a few grand with them, but it's much easier commitment for them to go ahead and just enter their name and email address. And once they've done that, it's like they're making a commitment to you. Well, I'm believing what it is that you've said up until this point, and I believe you enough that I'm going to go ahead and give you my email address. And now, psychologically, in their mind, they're going to be looking for ways to prove themselves right, that you were the right person to do business with, you were the right person to enter your name and details into the opt-in box. So, for example, the way that we use that strategy is something like on our Meta Formula website. When people sign up to the free newsletter, straight after, on the thank you page, once they confirm their email address, it's, hey, do you want to buy the Metastock Programming Study Guide for 10% off? Now, if I just sent them straight to try and go the sales pitch, we find our conversion rate is much lower. But if they give me their email address first, then I make the offer, the conversion rate goes up, because they've already made a little micro commitment to me, and then I'm offering them a one-time offer for a discounted price on the study guide. It makes perfect sense. So that's a great little technique. Now, at the moment, we're just collecting the opt-in, and then I'm building the relationship up over time, and that's what we use the free manifesto for. So if you want to see what that looks like, it's really simple. In fact, if you head to melbourneseoservices.com, you can just sign up for the manifesto to see what one looks like. It's really simple though. Every business should have a report like this. And if you can't do a report, that's fine. Then maybe it's a video series. Just give them something that'll encourage them to give you their email address. So it's just like a little 10-page document that we send out. And this one's all about the importance of getting to the top of Google. So I start off, why it's important, that whole idea of your clients are looking for you on Google, and unless you're there, they're going to your competition. Then I say, here's how it's done. It's 4 stages. We use keyword research and market research. We then do website optimization, which is the on-page optimization you learnt just before. Then we do link building, which is another thing that you've learnt. And then we finish up with reporting, ongoing SEO, and testing. So that's kind of like, it just takes them through the process. And for the person who reads this, for the first half, more than the first half, just about the entire report, it's not about me, it's about them. I'm not there pitching my product, I'm not doing anything, I'm giving them a good, valuable report that if they decide to do business with us or not, it's going to help them long term, because I'm just telling them, here's how you do good SEO. And that's really what you want to do. You want to give them, I think just recently we've worked on one with my photography coaching client. We're putting together 7 things that you must know before selecting a photographer. So what he's doing there is the 7 things are things like, make sure they've got experience, make sure they've got this, this and this. So basically he goes through these 7 questions that you should ask a photographer before you do business with them. And then at the end of the report, that's when he introduces the business. So after that, then I have 5 characteristics to look for when selecting an SEO company. It's still not about me at this point in time. Make sure that they've got ethical and transparent procedures. Make sure that they've got a proven track record, tailored service, end-to-end management, expert, professional and timely. That's 5 characteristics. And then I finish up with introducing Melbourne SEO Services. So if you want to have a look at that during the break, or you can just sign up and then download it. You want to get inside the client's head. It's about them, it's not about you. The magical numbers, this is just from a copywriting point of view, 3, 5s and 7s. So if you're going to give 5 reasons why, 3 reasons why, 7 reasons why, they've done testing and those are the numbers that seem to stick out for people. So then introduce your business at the end and remember the calls to action. Now we've done another cool little thing. I suppose I call it almost like I call it like a video report. So as they go through the report as well, you'll see there's little screenshots here. So it says click here to play. So they click that and then it takes them to the YouTube video. So if there's someone, if they print it out, obviously they can't click the button, but I send it to them in a PDF report. So if they're reading it online and they're not a reader, then I'm getting those multi-modes of communication. I'm hitting them on video and I'm hitting it on reading as well. So it's a great way for people to get to know who we are. And once you do that, then you just need to promote the heck out of it. So to do that, first thing that you want to do is have some sort of system to capture names. So you can either do it self-hosted or you can use third-party solutions. Self-hosted is probably not the way to go unless you're going to be a very small business and you've only got a small group of clients and you're not going to grow past a certain point. Because once you start collecting people's email addresses and then you start broadcasting out, if you're sending out emails to hundreds and hundreds of people, you'll find your delivery rate, the amount of emails that actually get through to the end client, will decline. Just because people might start to mark it as spam, your email address can get blacklisted, and then the deliverability drops through the floor. If you go through third-party solutions, things like Aweber or GetResponse or some of the other ones listed on daveapproved.com, what you'll find is the deliverability rate, because their whole business is built around the idea that they want to make sure that emails. Do you reckon you can just see if there's any, just to see? Yeah, their business is all built around this idea of whether or not emails are getting delivered or not. So they day in, day out, they're making sure that they stay on the white lists, they're making sure that it's all approved, they're making sure that they're getting the best delivery rate possible. So I would have a look at definitely third-party solutions. I'd look at something like Aweber. They make it very, very simple. All you do is you set up a list and you set up a series of when someone enters their name and email address, the first email that they get sent will be, hey, here's how to download your free report. So I'll show you the way that actually works in the real world. But basically, you want to make them an offer. So they'll land on your website. You make them an offer, as in enter your name and email address to grab this free report. Do a nice graphic. Eyes get attracted to the graphics, and then they'll read the text underneath. And then you want to make sure that once you've done that, you just, like I said, promote the heck out of it, so you link to it all over your website. So having a look at the way that we do it for Melbourne SEO. So having a look here, I talked about the SEO manifesto. We can either click here and download, which is throughout the site. You can see it's got a graphic. The eye goes to the graphic and then reads the text below. The text below is a very clear call to action. Click here, enter your details and download. And it's a free SEO report. It's really quite clear. Then beneath that, down here, so they'll watch the video if they're watching the video. Underneath this video, I think at the end of the video, it says, so what to do next. Download the SEO manifesto. You'll find all of the details underneath this video. Enter your name and email address and we'll email you the report. So then here you can see download your free report now. Name, email, click here to download. See how it's like I'm really telling them what to do. It's even down to what's on the button. Click here to download. Let's go ahead and just do this. Just conscious of if I use an email address that everybody will see when this video becomes a product. Let's just imagine what it's like. You click here, you get redirected through to a little form by Aweber that says, hey, go verify your email address. You head over to your email address, log into your email account, click a link to verify your email, and then the first message that they get is, hey, here's the link to go download your free report. And then they do that, and then they're into my funnel, and then I can start the ongoing marketing for them. And I'll tell them in that video as well, I tell them that you can unsubscribe at any time. Just enter your name and email details. I'm only going to provide you good value, and unsubscribe at any time. I hate spam as much as you do. That's what I say in just about all of my videos. I hate spam as much as you do, so rest assured I'm going to look after your email address. And then we set up an autoresponder sequence. Now, we've got a couple printed out. Like just recently we've started offering this for some clients. Adrian actually has been working on this one. We just did one for Gary Barnett, which is the printing guy. So we did a series of emails for him. Here's the series that we go through. We've got a whole bunch of emails already pre-written when someone signs up. Now when they sign up, we're not making time-sensitive offers or anything like that. It's all about the bonding process. You don't want it to feel too canned, and that's why the email sequence, it doesn't matter so much if you're in less competitive marketplaces and spaces where people aren't necessarily familiar with autoresponders, but we like to use autoresponder sequences as more of the bonding, getting to know us. It's the same for everybody, this sequence that they'll go through, and then we broadcast over the top of this. So we've got these automatic emails that get sent out, and whenever there's anything time sensitive or new, Dave's about to run a workshop up in Toowoomba, or hey, we're having some trouble with YouTube, that'll all get broadcast out. So that means using the Aweber system, we can hop in there and send an email out that's a bit more time sensitive. So the way that we do it, the first one, now the days that I've got there, we have started to tweak it a little bit. We're actually looking at making the sequence a little bit longer and the space between when the emails are sent out. And the reason we're doing that is because we're broadcasting over the top of it. We don't want someone to feel like they're getting too many emails and they're getting overwhelmed. So that's why we space out the bonding sequence, and then we can broadcast a little bit more heavily over the top. So we start off with the free report, then we move into who we are. Send them to your About Us page. They can watch the video to find out about your story. Then talk about the services that you offer. So remember as well, when someone first signs up, that's when they're most hot. That's when they're ready to buy. That's usually why you'll find we email more frequently early on in the sequence, and over time we span it out because they're hottest ready to buy early on when they first sign up. Just kind of like when people say when someone makes a purchase, that's the best time to get someone else to make another purchase. While their wallet's out, they've just bought, get them to buy something else, because they've just displayed the fact that they're ready to buy, they're ready to go. Same sort of thing. If I'm opting in, I'm ready to go, I want to find out more about SEO, I want to know what it's about. Then we talk about the services that we offer, and then I send this email, and this one works really, really well for us. After I've sent a few messages, and you might send it at either in position 4 or 5, but you send them an email that breaks the mould of all of the other messages you've sent. So you've already sent messages that might be a little bit like, hey, first name, comma, and the first name obviously gets substituted out with the person's name, and then you'll go through writing what the email is about, and then you have your signature, your SEO expert, Dave Jennings, and then you've got like a little footer. So that's my normal process, and I always have that same sort of style. But then I have this one message in about day 4 that's super cash. It's just like, hey, first name. So, hey, Dave, comma, just wanted to check in to see how you're going. Noticed you signed up last week and wanted to see if you have any questions. Cheers, Dave. I don't put any signature. I don't do anything fancy. It's all, it looks like it's come from me. And that's the whole point is, people react to that. They're used to getting those very structured emails, and then I send them this one. We get people responding all the time that think I've personally emailed them to see how they're going. And then once that happens, they start to engage with us through our e-support centre, and then we can just sort of start communicating and opening that communication line. That's really what it's all about. When it comes to emails and everything like that, the more someone starts to engage with you, the closer they are to making the buying decision. I know when we worked at Planet 13, we used to not think about, because I used to, when we first opened up the store, I worked in the store, we used to not think about getting the sale. Like, it wasn't about, let's go ahead and sell these trip pants or this Metallica t-shirt or something like that. It was all about what happens, what's the next step in the sales sequence, which for us is more, let's get them into the change room. Because we know if they get into the change room, there's a greater chance that they're going to end up making a purchase. Now, you don't get silly about this. If someone goes, yeah, I just want to buy this t-shirt, let's go, here's my credit card, I'm ready to go. You don't go, oh, jump in the change room and let's try it on first. If they're ready to make the purchase, let them make the purchase. But thinking about what the logical next sequence is, and when it comes to making a purchase, the more that they can engage with you, the better. So you may or may not have noticed, like, I'm embedding a whole bunch of different things in this workshop because a lot of people are going to be watching this workshop later. And one of the things that I'm doing, I'll get them to, I'll say, that video, if you want to get that Google Places video, go ahead and email us and then I'll send you the details. So the people who are watching this, they're engaging with this because, I know that's the first step, getting them to communicate with me. And then we can sort of move on from there. Then we send them to testimonials. We also have a look at sending them some good value content. You don't want to be pitch. You've got to make sure that you add the value of the content. Otherwise, people are just going to unsubscribe. So send them a little bit of good content. And then after you've done that, after you've sent them some good content, then you're allowed to make them an offer. It's important that you train them into knowing if they unsubscribe, they're going to miss out on good content. Sure, occasionally you're going to make offers, that's fine, but they know they're also going to get good content as well. I recommend, if you're on any lists where you just feel like you've been pitched for the last, 60 days and they haven't offered anything of value, unsubscribe. It's not worth your time. Just really focus in on a few. I think that's important. And then just keep adding content every couple of weeks. For my trading business, what I'm teaching you how to build is a automated system that works without you, where you can tip leads into the top of this funnel. They get ongoing marketing where they bond to you, and then in this autoresponder sequence, you read the Melbourne SEO Services one, I'm pointing to them, hey, go check out the outsourcing course, hey, go check out the SEO course, hey, go check out the web video course. I'm giving them bits of content along the way, but all of that happens automatically now, and that's how we were able to build up Melbourne SEO Services, because I built up my trading business first. It generates income, and we get orders coming in all the time, and it's hands off. I haven't put much love into the trading business now for 2 years, 3 years, and it still just generates that income. And that income at the moment is being reinvested into setting up Melbourne SEO Services. Like Melbourne SEO Services at the start takes time and money to set up a business. You have to get staff, you need to make sure that you build up the website, we start to build up all the content. It takes a little bit of time, there's lag time. And I'll talk about this idea. Most people are going out there, it's like they're planting a seed, going back to the seed 2 weeks later, digging it up and going, why haven't I got fruit yet? Why haven't I got mandarins from this tree? You've only given it 2 weeks to grow. It takes time to make sure that it grows. So business works in very much the same way. But once it's all set up now my trading business is firing, and Melbourne SEO is just really starting to fire up now. We're in the process of starting to tip more people into the top of that lead funnel. So emails, how do you write emails that convert? You need to make sure that you use multi-modes. So use text, audio, video, PDF, use multiple modes. Everybody consumes data in different ways. Some people are visual, some people are auditory, some people are kinesthetic. You want to make sure that you hit all of the different modes. Some people like to read stuff offline, some like to listen to it on their iPod, some people don't like to read it all and would prefer to watch you on YouTube. So important to make sure that you give them all of those pieces. When you write your emails, and we've found this particularly with some other team members when they started with me coming from a corporate background, that were like, oh, I can't believe the way that you write your emails. It's not professional the way that we do it. It's more like I'm writing to a friend. It's very conversational, it's got a very personal tone, and you write it as though you were writing it to a friend. You want to keep it short and to the point where you can. Sometimes I'll do long emails, I'll mix it up, but quite often everybody's very busy, and how would you write something to a friend? Hey, check this out, insert link. That's what you'd probably get from your buddy. You want to imagine writing to your avatar as though they were your best friend. Once that's done, it's good to make sure you read it aloud and then reread it before you send it. I've been guilty of this, where you'll send something out and then you'll read it afterwards and you're like, oh, I just sent this out to 30,000 people and I missed a full stop there. And sometimes it's been a little bit worse than a full stop. I think either reading it aloud is a good step, or leave it for 12 hours, 24 hours before you mail it, then go read it back, or get someone else to read it as well. And then also think about optimizing your landing page. So in your email address, in your email, you're sending people to specific links. Think about where those people are landing, and then just make sure that there is a very good message to message match. So if they're reading something in an email and they're expecting something, make sure when they arrive on that page they can find it straight away. There's nothing more frustrating than me saying, hey, go over here to download a free audio, and then you get there and you're like, oh, I can't find this is annoying. So you want to make sure that there's a good match there. As far as like the anatomy of an email, you just want to make sure that the from message is, the from is probably one of the most read components of an email. When you think about it and you're looking through your own emails, if you've got an email from your mum, you're probably going to open that rather than if you've got an email from ING Direct or something like that. You're going to go for the one from your mum first. So you want to make sure over time, like I put my own name in there. Some people put companies' names in there and things like that. I prefer to have the name so they've got real recognition with me. Then you've got the subject. So from is probably the first read. The subject is probably the second most read. Really important to make sure that you have it's like the headline for your email. So you want to make sure anything that hooks and draws them in. I like to ask a question. I like to open a loop that can only be closed by reading the rest of the email. Have you seen this? ... Well, I don't know what this is until I read your email. So I'm going to have to open your email up to find out what this is. Otherwise, for the rest of the day, I'm going to be walking around going, what is this? What is this? Like I'm creating these little hooks to draw them in. The other thing I like to do is make sure that you put lots of links in your email. Just like I was saying with when someone's ready to make a purchase at Planet 13, I don't go, wait, we need to get you in the change room first before we can go ahead and let you buy that t-shirt. When someone's ready to take an action, let them take that action. So some people, they're trained to click blue links. This is the way that we're built from using web browsers and things like that at an early age. Like, what do we all know? You click blue underlined links. Like, that's just what you do. So start your email with a blue underlined link and you'll get a lot of people just clicking it. Because really the aim of the game for me, the email's main goal, it's not to sell, it's to get them to come through to the web page that sells. Very rarely will I sell in an email. I'm selling the idea of visiting the page. And once they get to the page, I let the page do the selling. So just keep in mind what is the objective of each step. The from gets their attention, the subject gets them to read the email gets them to click through. And then make sure there's call to actions at the bottom as well. The other thing that I do as well, halfway down, you'll write an email, and then at the bottom of most emails now, you've got the unsubscribe link. You've probably seen those. Canned Spam has required those links to be there, and third-party services will just shove them in. So what we do is, if someone wants to unsubscribe, I want them to unsubscribe. I'm not going to make it difficult for them, but I will push it further down the page because people are trained to click blue underlined links. If I've got a really short email address and then it's got the unsubscribe button underneath, they might just see it and go, oh, okay, click it and unsubscribe. I want someone who wants to unsubscribe. So we just put this little dashed line right down the bottom of the email. So I might put like 15 enters in, and then I have the dashed line underneath, and then that dashed line pushes the unsubscribe button all the way down, like part way down the page. I'll try and show you an example of that. The other thing is as well, 64 characters long. You don't want to go too long. Like, you'll actually see I'll format the email so that way when they're viewed in the browser, they're kind of, instead of really long strings of text. I'll show you one. That's an example. That was part of the online trading mastermind relaunch that we did with Justine Pollard, and this was one of the fourth emails in a sequence. We did a product launch where we gave away 4 bits of content, and then we pitched a high-end coaching program. But you can see here, so up the top, the Justine's Complete Metastock Systems. So my email list is very interested in stock trading systems and Metastock specifically. So who else wouldn't want complete Metastock systems if that was your perfect target market? So very catchy headline to draw them in. Then up the top, it hasn't picked it up because I've just copied it straight out and there's the text, but usually that link would be blue and underlined. So I have a link right at the top of the email. Then we move down to, would you like to get a copy of the exact formulas Justine Pollard uses to scan the market? These are the same systems she traded to increase her trading account by 262% in 4 months. Click the link below. Telling them what to do. Click the link below. It's part of the Online Trading Mastermind 2.0. Check it out and let me know what you think. Your trading coach, Dave. Now, I'd probably have a link usually right down the bottom in the PS. And then a PS, we've got 5 free signed copies of Justine's book, Smart Trading Plans, to give away to the next 5 people who join. So, I mean, that's a good example of an email. It's not too long. We've got a call to action. We've got an interesting headline that draws them in. It's formatted. You probably don't see it, but I mean, you click 5 more or 10 more enters down, and I'll put the dashed line as well, which pushes the unsubscribe button further down the page. So the reason you want to build a database is because that's where the money is. The money is in that database and continuing to market to it. When I run launches, particularly in the trading niche now, I've built up a significant database where I can continue to go back to them with good offers and then they buy. As long as that value is there and they see that value, I can continue to market to them. So this, in a business, and I talked about it being the most important component, and it is, building that database of clients, both prospects and buyers as well. You want to make sure, I mean, it's good to segregate those because you'll find the buyers are obviously the ones that are worth more to you than people who've just signed up for a free email report. Once you've got them though, there's so many different things that you can do. You can survey the list, which is great. Like I wanted to show you this. So this is an example of one of the surveys that I ran to my trading list. So we'll just go to the... So this was for the lead up to, I think, the Online Trading Mastermind launch. Might have been the first launch, might have been the relaunch, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Basically, I used a thing called SurveyMonkey. It's just a website that you can sign up where you can survey your clients, asking them a series of questions about them. I wanted to know more about them so that when I launched my product, I could make sure that I tailored the marketing to who they are. It very much influenced the type of headline that I use. Like I asked them, what type of trader are you? Are you a day trader? Are you a short-term trader? Are you a long-term trader? So that way, when I write my sales headlines, when they visit the website, I can say, are you looking for part-time trading systems that make money? And the reason I chose part-time was because I knew that all of them were part-time traders. So that's why we did that. But I'll give you an example. So let's come back. So this is just the data extracted out. So you can see here, one of the first questions, would you like to learn more about entry signals, charting patterns, money management, building a trading plan, analysing a chart, complete trading plans, and trading psychology? You can see how many people ticked. It was just like a little checkbox. So you can see with 462 people responding, the winner was complete trading systems. So it influenced my headline. I should have got the headline here, but it was almost like, in fact, we might even be able to check it out, what the winner was. Online Trading Mastermind. There we go. Let's see if we can, what time frame do you trade? Intraday, short term, medium term, long term. So we had 458. Here we go. I'm a full-time trader. I trade part-time. I don't trade yet. So 60% of the people said that they traded part-time. So let's go to my sales letter. So we just gave away some content. Who else wants complete, ready-to-trade, part-time trading systems that make money? I just tailored that headline to my demographic by doing that. Like, I mean, this is a fantastic way to increase your conversion rate, understanding your market, getting into their mind, and then tailoring your marketing to them. So that's really what, like, I mean, that's what this did, and I mean, we were getting, so most people, like it was around 842 people ended up filling out this survey, but I asked them what they were trading. Like, I mean, most people were trading stocks, they considered themselves intermediate. Now, drawing that back to your business, how can you, once you start to build a database, can you start to find out about who you're marketing to, like running surveys and asking them questions. Like if you're thinking about creating an information product, rather than going out there and creating a product on rock hard abs, like I was saying earlier for Troy, maybe what you do is you send an email to your list and say, hey, I'm thinking about making a product about rock hard abs, how to lift your own body weight with dumbbells, how to run a 6K marathon in under a minute, I don't know, coming up with different product names, emailing the list, getting them to give you the results and say, yeah, I want to learn more about the rock hard abs. Okay, so I know I'm going to create a rock hard abs product. Now, do I want to ask them, how do you like to consume information? Do you like DVD? Do you like online video? Do you like PDF reports? Get them to tell you what they want, and then they've just told you what product to create. And what's that do? It's another micro commitment. So when you create a product, they've been involved in the creation of that product. It's also increasing the chances that they're going to go ahead and make that purchase with you. So just some things, I wanted to give you a couple of real world examples in the tail end of this session, like to do with how you can use, once you've got an autoresponder sequence and you've built up a database and you've bonded with them, and then continuing to market offers to them. So we've got the 4-day cash machine. That's from Frank Kern. He talks about making an offer to people. We did a product launch for the Metastock Formula Centre, and we sold, it was on ClickBank, I can't even remember, we would have done it was at least $18,000 in like 4 days. We sent an email, 4 emails out. We sent, we've just launched this new product, check it out. It's half price for the next 4 days. Then we sent them another email saying, wow, the response has been amazing. We're adding an extra little bonus. And then, hey, you've got a 24-hour notice. You better make your order now if you want to get it at half price. And then the final email was, hey, the offer's closing. You're about to miss out. You've literally got last chance. And then, just giving people a reason to go ahead, and then we just bumped the price up. I didn't do fake scarcity, I did real scarcity. It was order in the next 4 days as part of the launch. The reason we're doing this is I'm looking for testimonials. I'm happy to give a discount up front if you'll give me some feedback, and if you'll give me some feedback, then I'm happy to give you that cheaper price, and then the price is going to go up. So you can still buy it later, it's just going to cost you more. Product launches, and I've got a couple of product launches that I'll talk you through. I actually put the details in here. Some things that you can do. So let's say you build up this list, you ask them what it is that they want, then you might go out and find an expert, you might run a seminar like this that runs at break even, you get some testimonials on the day. Some of you might have even seen during the break, Adrian got a couple of you to do some testimonials. It's always good, that idea of proof from what they say, so we'll make sure to ask a few of you in the next break if you've enjoyed the material that we've gone over. Very much appreciate a testimonial. Then you get to create a product out of that, so we'll create a product from this. Then you get to do a product launch, so you go back to your list. Now I can go to the list and say, for those of you who couldn't make it to Toowoomba, we recorded the event, and now you'll be able to get the recordings for, however much we end up selling the recordings for. They don't need to be super high quality products. They don't have to be super slick. Just as long as there's good value content in there. This isn't a Hollywood production. This is real world, me telling you in the trenches, here's exactly how we're doing it. And this is the stuff that resonates with people. And then once you actually record the course, then you take the course about what I'm going to show you in the next session, and then using YouTube, take that content, break it up into little pieces, and then you put it on YouTube, and that's just little snippets of the workshop, and then you say, hey, if you want to watch the rest of this workshop, then click this link and you can go buy it for full price. So that's how we use that. So just a couple of examples. So our Triple Your Trading Profits course, which recorded with Stuart McPhee, so I sent an email out to the list. We recorded the seminar. It was in Holmes Glen TAFE. We got 37 people to attend the live workshop that we sold. There's about maybe about $350 or $400 for the live event. Then we created the DVDs. We did a product launch to the list. We sold 113 copies at $340 each at the launch. We then took the videos, we broke them apart, uploaded them into YouTube and optimized for a whole bunch of different keywords, and then sent people, when they watched that video, back. If you watched the little snippet and you enjoyed it, you can go buy the full course here. That was the last workshop that we did. So you're creating a workshop. Yeah, well, that's what we're doing here. We're creating a product, that was from our Triple Your Trading Profits workshop there. Another one, the Online Trading Mastermind. You saw one of the emails that we used. This was the fourth piece. Basically, we'd already built a list, or you can tap into someone else's list. You could do a joint venture with someone. Like if you're creating a product with someone, maybe they've already got a list. So you might not necessarily need to build a list, but you can do a product launch to that list where we sent 3 free just content videos with zero pitch. So if you have a look here, that's what up the top here, video 1, video 2 and download. So each one of these I'd email my list and say, hey, go check out this, I've just uploaded a new free video for you. Hey, go check out this, I've uploaded a new free video for you. And then once they visit, we pretty much just did 3 free pitch free videos. Then we did one selling a high-end mastermind. The way that we did it was we had a video 1, we had 2,400 people watch the video. Video 2, we had 1,400 people watch the video. So some people were dropping off, but that's okay. And then we had video number 4, we had 2,500, so it looks like the numbers must have jumped back up. I think I remailed on it, and we sold 22 copies of this mastermind group, which is a very high-end coaching program, and it was $16.97 for that. So the reason I show you that is not to impress you, but rather to impress upon you how much money that you can make from creating info product and building it into your business. And that's really what I'm talking about here. It's how can you add in these extra streams of income to what it is that you're already doing. Provide the service, make sure that you over-deliver and give great value for your service. And then over time, you want to automate those core systems, and so you can start to step out, and then you start to plug in information product. And then once you start to plug in that information product, you can start to create a second residual income stream that doesn't require your hands-on input. So the action plans from this one. You can download our white paper, the SEO manifesto over at melbourneseoservices.com, just to see what one looks like. Write your own report. Set up an opt-in on your website, create a series of emails that you're going to send out, so have them pre-written and then load them in, that bonding sequence. Start to email your list surveys and engaging content and that type of thing. And then once you sort of start to get a feel for where they're at, then that's when you can start to make them offers. If you need any help with that, you can check out Melbourne SEO Services. We have started writing some autoresponder sequences for clients and things like that, or we can at least point you in the right direction.